Hello everybody and welcome to a new video on Lone Oak Farm. This is multiplayer with Chainsaw 100. Now before I do get into this, I just want to very quickly say that I have already narrated this video. I do my narration at the same time as playing the game, but for some reason today it didn't decide to record the narration. So I'm actually doing this over the top, which is a very unusual thing for me to do. So if it doesn't quite flow right, then that's the reason why. Everything should be fixed for tomorrow. Anyway, what we're going to do here is we're going to do some Digestate spreading, but we actually do have two of these machines, these tankers with the 7-metre cultivators on the back, so we should be able to get it done fairly quickly, at least that is the plan. Now we're going to go over to the field which we were in last week, which is the cotton field, and we're going to make sure that is all cultivated in nicely, and obviously we're going to be fertilising it at the same time with the Digestate, and then the plan is to put some sugarcane in that field. Now we're probably going to put about 25% coverage on that field, so about 25% of the field will be covered with sugarcane. The rest of it, mind the car, is going to be something else. We haven't actually decided yet, but it will probably be sunflowers or maybe soybeans or something like that. So I did ask actually a while ago what everybody would like to see in these videos, and sugarcane was actually fairly high up there on the list, but the thing which I've noticed is doing too much sugarcane just becomes a bit repetitive. So we're going to get a nice chunk put in, and it should make it an enjoyable video, hopefully, just harvesting that. And also, if I'm not mistaken, I think sugarcane does also regrow, so we only actually have to plant this once, hopefully, although you might have to do it every 3 times, possibly, but anyway, I'm pretty sure it does regrow at least once or twice. Anyway, let's head over to the field. Now in this video I'm going to be also using the guidance steering mod, which is essentially the GPS mod. It's actually the first time I think I've ever featured it in a video, and it's by Wopster. I do recommend it. It takes a little bit of setting up, not too much, but once you've got the hang of it, it is just an invaluable tool, really, really worth having. Okay, so guidance steering is all set up. As you can see, it's following the line which I've set, the AB line, and it's going to now do this really well without missing anything. It's going to be a very good way of doing it. Anyway, let's get it all done and then I'll get back to you. It's really amazing how difficult it is to do a voiceover. I don't do voiceovers when I have already recorded the video. I actually get the question quite often, and this is the best time to now bring up the subject. Yeah, I never do. I sometimes do it with my machinery restorer videos, but with the farming simulator videos, I think this is actually the first time I have ever voiceovered after doing it. Anyway, as you can see, we are now getting through the Digestate. We have just a bit left, 24%. So I'll get as much done as I can do here. Now these tankers and cultivator setups are actually quite expensive. The good thing about them though is you can detach the cultivator and you can put other attachments on if you want to just spread, for example. It is just nice to be able to have the cultivator facility. I think if you are spreading you can do like 3 times the width. I think actually it might be 36 meters if I'm not mistaken for one of these, which is much more than 3 times the width. But yeah, it's definitely an interesting setup to have despite it being expensive. Can be very useful. That's it, pretty much empty. So chainsaw's already over there filling up. I'm going to go and fill up as well. I think it's no bad thing that I am lagging behind a bit. The reason why I am behind is because I have been setting up the guidance steering. But we'd only be queuing for each other to fill up with Digestate if we were going at the same time. Right, so here he is. It also means we can pass in the open area. Now the good thing about using the Digestate is it is essentially a free product. We're not having to pay for it, and also it is just a byproduct of what we've already delivered to the BGA. So it's just, it couldn't be better getting it used. It might as well be spread on the fields to increase the fertilizing state, make the soil better quality, increase the nitrogen, I guess it would be. And there's loads in here, 186,000 litres. So yeah, in a second we're going to put it back onto a time lapse, and then I think we'll be done, and we'll be moving on to the second job of today, which is going to be to get the billet planters. It's a twin row billet planter. We're going to have 2 of them, and they do take a massive amount of horsepower for some reason. They're not even very wide. Well, they're 2 meters in working with. Anyway, let's get this done. Okay, so I actually have enough here to finish the field. Chainsaw is now heading back to put that in the yard, I would imagine. We're probably going to be keeping these on a long-term lease sort of agreement because, well, they're very expensive to buy, and the leasing isn't too expensive at all. Having said that, we might be returning it, who knows, we're just going to have to wait and see. But yes, I have 28%, I think, so we can quite easily finish the field here. It turns out that 2 full tank loads each was just perfect, so it's giving us good coverage. And really, it hasn't taken that long. I think if it was just one of us doing this, it would have been a bit slow. But when you can throw in some time lapses and have 2 people doing it, it's actually a very enjoyable and very satisfying job, especially if you are cultivating at the same time. So yeah, just finish off this piece of the field, and then I can head back as well. Now we are going to have to get the 5th wheel pickup truck. It's by Black Sheep Modding. I've been looking forward to using it actually. We're going to put the goosenut trader on it, and then we can put the crates of sugarcane on there, probably some fertilizer as well, and bring things over, because Chainsaw already has a billet planter. I need to get one as well. We'll put it on this, and there we go. So that is this field completed. It's now obviously fertilised, cultivated, and ready to take the next 2 crops. 25% of sugarcane and 75% roughly of whatever the next thing is going to be. Probably sunflowers. Okay, so Chainsaw's put it over here. And there he is with his billet planter. So again, the billet planters are quite expensive. They're going to be leased. I think it's £4,000 each to lease it, so it wouldn't be worth it if it doesn't regrow. I'm pretty sure it does regrow though. I'm sure that sugarcane does. So that is one positive about doing it. Just don't want to do too much. Here we are back at the store. There is the pickup. I just bought it, got everything ready. I've bought the sugarcane as well. So as you can see, Chainsaw 100 is just buying it. Ooh, that's like a screenshot. That's perfect for a screenshot. I don't know if either of us will actually use that, but yeah, I guess it's there if we need it. I always keep it in this field of view adjusted view. It's like 20, set it to 20 field of view. It looks good. Anyway, let's go into the sugarcane category. And I'm very rarely in this category actually, so it makes a change being here. And it is the 2-row billet planter that I want, this one here. We'll lease one of those because we already have one, so we don't need 2. And there we go. Right, let's get back into the Massey Ferguson, and we'll get it hitched on. And then I'll probably fill up this in the yard. It saves time to transport even more crates of sugarcane. I don't know how many crates we're actually going to need, but we'll soon find out. Right. So he's probably going to need some more actually. I've only bought 3. So I'm just filling up mine, and we'll be able to see exactly how much it will fill. It's looking at about 25%, so 4 of those and that should fill it. Right, 4 crates to 100%. Buy some more for chainsaw, and I'll buy 3 more for myself. Just basically spam it, just buy loads. Should do. So I'm going to fill mine up. Chainsaw's just stacking those 2. And now the ones which I need. 3 more. Yeah, I just don't know what the consumption is going to be. I don't know how fast they're actually going to put these in the ground. But all will be revealed very soon. I'm hoping they don't just empty instantly, because it'll be a lot of transporting. 1 more. Looks like the chainsaw's finished. You can get them strapped on. And then we'll both head down to the field. Or up to the field, not too sure. Is it up or down? It's kind of level. Okay, off we go. And I'm in front. I'm sure I will very soon be overtaken by the pickup. It's a really wide machine, but at the same time it's actually really narrow. The working width is only 2 meters. It's still behind me, amazingly. I haven't been overtaken. He's probably trying to drive very steadily, because otherwise he might lose his load. Right, so what we need to do is get this unfolded. So we need to flip it up, and then we need to obviously engage it, press B. And I think, yeah, once I've set the guidance steering, that'll be everything. So there we go, guidance steering is set. So, oh, quite a bit of wheel slip. Come on. There we go. So it has freed itself off quite nicely. It's actually working quite well. It is still suffering a bit from wheel slip, but it could be worse. So I hate to say this, but we're going to go back onto a time lapse, and I'll update you again in a minute or 2. So it turns out we actually did have to have 2 full loads, I would say, each. So this is much more sugarcane than I was ever expecting. But if it does bring us lots of money, then that is obviously fine. There's Chainsaw. He's coming in the John Deere. Yeah, I think it probably is better actually to transport the tractors to the store instead of the pickup truck. But you can see what we've done here, making a bit of an impact. And you can see where we're going up to. So it's good. So what we're going to do now then is just get these filled up, head back to the field, get it all finished off. I think we'll call it a day after that, and then next week we'll maybe be harvesting. It depends how quickly it grows, but what we're definitely going to be doing is harvesting some soybeans. Next week we have to get the harvesting done, which means buying a brand new combine harvester. I'm thinking that maybe the American sort of style class Lexington would be nice, but at the same time I think maybe the 8900 from the class DLC would be good too, so we haven't yet decided. Car. Yes, it's very wide, but at the same time the working width is not wide. Car. Well, if Chainsaws is risking it, so am I. Floor it. So I'm sure you'll be very pleased to hear that that was actually the final time-lapse. We have finished the field pretty much. We've just got to do this piece here. The John Deere does seem to be performing better than the Massey Ferguson. They're both mods. These tractors are both mods. It's not really the horsepower I'm struggling with, it's actually traction. It's really getting a lot of wheel slip. It should have some, but it shouldn't have excessive wheel slip. But it has managed to get the job done. It fluctuates between 4 miles per hour and 7 miles per hour, which means the John Deere is actually faster, despite it. Well, it is capable of doing it if it had the traction. Something like drive control would probably sort the issue. But they are both nice tractors, and I do like the flotation tyres. They are very chunky. So it looks like there's only going to be enough space for one of us to go back up the field. Looks like Chainsaw is in position to do that. Let's just see if it is wide enough. Looks like it is. Yep. Oh no, it's not. Nope, it is. It does mean I have to also do this. Well, it's not a problem anyway. We've got lots of leftover sugarcane, so let's just get this done. So it's definitely been interesting doing this, and I must just point out that Chainsaw did have fertiliser in his originally. You can put fertiliser in these, but despite it showing that it's applied it, it actually hasn't done. If you go on the map, it doesn't show that the fertiliser has worked, not a second application. I think it's probably because we've only just done the Digestate, so it's actually no bad thing that I didn't put fertiliser in mine. It would have just been a waste of money. So that is it, finished. Let's now take a look at the map. You can see it's looking okay. It's more like a third, about 33% of the field. Third of the field covered, but that's fine. We have a good strip of sugarcane. So we can now go back over to the farm. We'll drop this off. We probably will be returning it. It is a leased item, but we'll put it over here for now, and then we can decide later if we're going to keep it or sell it. But yeah, I'm sure it's going to be returned. Yeah, it's just not going to be worthwhile keeping it. So we are going to wrap things up here. I do apologise for the length of the video. It was longer originally, but I've had to re-narrate it and stuff, so more time lapses have been put in, and really it's just been a bit of a disaster. But anyway, the work which we did was great. Did enjoy it, and thank you to Chainsaw as usual. He has actually done a video as well. Go over to his channel and you can find it. But that is it from me. Thanks for watching, and see you again soon. Bye for now.